gonna hit the record button. All right. So for those who are listening to cool reads on the VODs on the YouTube, here's random story idea number 8. This is getting out of hand. But the random writer. So basically, this is another one of these random stories idea that I have thought of. Enjoy. The apocalypse looms. Actually, I think there's. Actually, no. Let me. I need to set the mood. You just can't just go into there without setting the mood. Um, Now we got the apocalypse. Um, do, 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 do. I want to do this. Um, uh, music. I shouldn't have the record button yet, but here we go. Where's that site I like to use, anyways? Is this no? I should just go ahead. I really, 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 really. I let's do this. Anyways, I'll just probably cut it out. Can I use this one? I didn't even try it out. It maybe sound good.
Hmm.
So the apocalypse looms closer, and closer each day. Justice seems to have died, and a massive gang of prowling street plunder a massive gangs are prowling the street, plundering as they please, and bribing the police to do nothing. Regimes send assassins to kill anyone who criticizes their government, and governments are ran. Murder, rape. Oh wait, supposed to not say that word. Thieves and other heinous actions are being committed without discrimination or reason. So it's a lot. So
You could
without
probably also say great.
That's true. And that's actually true. Hmm. Are committed by are committed without discrimination or reason on global scale. Each day, people grow less and less inclined to leave their houses due to the chaos going on the street. They can't be bothered to care anymore, and from an all but forgotten temple on the other side of the world, an ancient demon watches humanity inches closer and closer to destroying itself. His plan was close to succeeding, and in time, he could watch the deadly fireworks dance in the sky and see the explosions strip life from the earth as we know it. However, a little girl is about to be killed by two members of a gang called the Sons of Plunder. That sounds a cool name. The dark entity comes in and strikes the two down before bringing the girl back to her home safely. The girl is initially terrified by this person, but eventually she finds him once more when he is protecting a senile old man from the from more men sent by the Sons of Plunder. She recognizes that despite how dark he looks and acts, he wasn't evil by a long shot. Eventually this entity then starts to gather people who were done with the nonsense, people who oppose the corruption that has taken a hold of the world, people who wanted to release from the constant dread they faced daily. These people rally behind the entity to stop the feeding of the fire of the global war machine and sort the land of confusion that the world has become. They are going to bring peace, and the dark entity is going to destroy the very source of this corruption. All right, and that's when the doom. That's when the copyright-free doom music kicks in. Yeah, I was looking for like I got into like finding copyright free music, and then I was like, hey, you know what? This Doom music seems copyright free. I'll just play it. So that was that was a random story. It didn't I don't remember, but I mean I guess there was some dystopian themes in there, like murder and stuff like that. But it didn't really. It was just saying that's what's happening. It wasn't like it wasn't describing as, oh yeah, this is a world is pride factored in, As, I was expecting fisting of the North Star, fisting, I keep on calling like that, fist of the North Star, which I'm watching right now. I'm watching classic Fist of the North Star because like, what did I just finish? I finished Cyberpunk and I was like, I'm going back to watch some Fist of the North Star. Um, just cause I don't know. I just said I know everyone talks about it, but I never actually got too into it. So that's what I'm doing. And so I was like, oh, I'll just see what's going on here. Um, Let me read a little another small one that I can find on my list of things. I got a lot of small ones I want to do. You know what? Since I'm here, this is chapter 15. I don't want that one. Let me see if I can find another small one before I get there. Well, I'll take that one too. Um, oh yeah, that's this one too. Ugh. Yeah, I'll get that one. We'll see what we have on the clock. So this is number one, number seven by Random Writer, the Random Writer. It says, random story idea number seven, the direct video horror movie sequel shit. Uh, that'll take 1 minute, but you know me. All right, here's the seventh installment on my random story idea series. Not much else to say to say so enjoy. The day is going normally in the world. People are working, children are playing, and life is going on as usual. That is until a humanoid beast from another dimension comes into the world's reality and starts wreaking havoc. At first, an entire city is ravaged by him. A couple hundred people die to the beast, causing the military to get involved. However, as the attack goes on, thousands, millions, and billions die to the beast, forcing the survivors into hiding in order to make plans to stop the being who had destroyed the world. Um, you could just be like, you could just use Revelation. It would just be the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
but I guess they're talking about a beast. Doesn't really. It's just some beast. But I'm just saying, like, if you could just Revelations it up and be like, no one will ever know the difference. I mean, I know a bunch of writers. I don't know if that guy's still doing it. I haven't seen him ever since I left Amana. I don't know if he's still doing it, but there was Yoshi from Mario versus the
Mhm.
Seven Beast, and it was supposed to be like, I'm surprised that Jesus is not in it, but Yoshi, I guess, was supposed to stop Satan or something like that. But you know what? You know what? Mario movies out there, yeah, anything can happen. Bowser's basically Satan, and Mario is the son of God, which is the Shigechi Miyamoto. I'm messing up the name, but yeah, basically let's just call it that. And it goes the father, Shigi, the son Mario, and the Holy Ghost Nintendo against Bowser. Yeah, it's a strange pull, but whatever. You can get there. Um, you know what? Let's do this one. So I'm getting into this series, which I'm going to get into chapter two of it, called Lustful Affections. Ooh. Um, so the synopsis of the story here says, um, Miles was always unlucky when it comes to the other sex. The only one who treated him right were two friends of his that moved away when. Oh yeah, when they were very young. Were very young, other than his friends of his older sister. One day with him eating lunch at school, another alone at sorry, with one day with him eating lunch alone at school. Okay, so yeah, so chapter one is just this guy in Miles, and then apparently like he hears about two girls that are coming, they're idols, they're popular idols, and he doesn't even know who these popular idols are, and they're basically his childhood friend. But you can imply that they're his childhood friend, but um, you wouldn't really you would know, but you wouldn't know. I mean, it's like it's obvious, but it's expecting you not to know. So yeah, so Miles is this you know harem king where you can get all the girls, I guess, if he uses the right word or something. I don't know. Well, we'll just jump into it and see what chapter two is about. For of lustfulness of affection, chapter two, by the Hog. Chapter two, first childhood friend. There, as Miles was walking home from school after he had been jumped by a couple of his classmates who got jealous that he was the only male that was in the classroom full of females that that's the school's idol, and the ones that the guys chased and chased but could never get. So a group of seven guys that every day treated Miles like he wasn't even worth the fresh breath of air. Were waiting for him to leave school ground for they could not get in trouble for jumping him and beating him up, since they had no other fucking reason other than jealousy of him. It seems kind of random to throw a swear word in there, but okay. Uh,
Yeah.
they're they are surrounding Miles as they're punching as they are punching their right hand into the left hand as they are looking at Miles with anger and disgust in their eyes. Miles knowing that they are to harm him stands very still as he looks at every direction. Within seconds, one of them rushes towards him as they try to throw a right hook at his face, which Miles acknowledges and evades the punch and strikes the one that tried to punch him as he lends over bends, I guess, lends over, just kicks him right in his head, sending him flying a couple feet. Both Dan and Max are standing lost in sight of what they had just saw, since they never knew that Miles could defend himself like that. Also, this reminds me of another story that okay, it's not another story, but it is um what do you call it? There's a game I played, an RPG game maker I played from one of someone that's from my Amino, and they have a game called Sleeping Dragon King Chronicles and stuff like that. And basically, it's never harem, but what happens is like it's a harem plus isekai, or most isekais are harems. Whatever, it's one of those. But what happens is that he's able to beat up the guys after because he gets all the confidence in his new powers of being the Dragon King, Lord God, Emperor Dragon King, or something like that. And he also gets beat up. So, anyways, um, try not to laugh. It must have been a flaw. There is no way that Miles can defend himself like that. Dan spoke as he looks at Max as he is hoping that Max is thinking the same thing. Yeah, there's no way that he could be able to take out one of our top football players like that. It only had it had to be a flaw. Spoke Max as he is shocked to see what happened in front of his eyes. Another one of them charges Max as as just kicks just kicks him right in the head, setting him flying into the air as Miles just quickly jumps up into the air and grabs a hold of him and with both hands and brings him down to the ground. Miles quickly charges after another and sweeps his feet as he falls towards Miles. He grabs a hold of him and brings him down towards his knee and knocks him out with one hit. You're a, you are a football player and you are football players and one kick or hit like that and you are out for the rest of the day, which makes me wonder how do you actually play? Spoke Miles as he's mocking them, as he knows that they're not that strong, but strong at all, but they love to tease those who deem weaker than them. Who are you to think that you're? Who are you? You're a nobody, and we'll defeat you in honor of our fallen friend. Spoke Dan. What it was?
What?
We will defeat you in honor of our fallen brethren. Okay, Dad. Put away the LARPing for a second. Put away your sword, Dad. We, in our honor of our fallen friends. It's like, Dan. LARPing only starts on Thursday. Stop, please. Um, so Dan smoke as he slowly bends down to his bag that is near his feet, and slowly and slowly brings out a wooden bat. Oh jeez, and is about to swing it on Miles. Well, you know what? That's like a sword. One thing that they didn't know is that Miles, from all the times that he was being disrespected, he learned how to defend himself during the summer. Since he went Tokyo to train, was master of a special type of martial arts, but not very well, but not well enough against a group of 7 men who were more athletic than him, or he wants them to think that. To their surprise, that he took out with lightning speed. Three of them, which made Dan Max to decide to use a wooden bat on him to take him down, which to him is unfair since real men don't gang up on one person and fight him dirty. Fight him dirty, just like they were going to do at the moment. Miles knowing that he will be a Miles knowing that he will be taken down even if he did, defeated them since no one would believe that he could defend himself against the so-called kings of high school. Miles just chuckles to himself since what he had gotten himself into is way much easier on him than any of the training that he has done in the past 5 years during the summertime in Tokyo. The fact that you went over to Tokyo and said, "Hey, yo, man, I got train." I'm pretty sure there's other places to go train, but you know what? Sure, Tokyo has the best training ever. No sensei outside of Tokyo. No old man out there will
Yeah,
teach you.
not a single place to just straight up just learn how to get good.
No, none at all. You have to go
No,
to
no,
got to you
no.
have to
Instead of
go.
going to the mountains of China or to the hills of Tibet
No,
or the plains of Africa or no.
no. You probably had
Shoot,
to.
don't even bother trying to go to the Bronx.
Nope. They don't teach you anything there. You probably had to drink something too. They're like, here, drink this water. It will help you to fight better. He's like, oh, thank you, Sensei. It's just like Nivea spring water. It's like, oh, thank you. I can feel my energy. I can feel the chi energy flowing through me. Oh, I can do it. It's like, yeah, that's right, kid. No, pay me your $200. Anywho, he knows that he must play possum for he can catch the bigger fish when the time is right. So he allows them to tackle him down to the ground and stomp on him, which doesn't worry him since he knows the ancient ways. Oh, yo, wow! He knows the ancient ways to heal his body so it wouldn't bruise the next day. Wow, yo, this guy, stop. And now I was like, yo, this character's OP. Just because he's fighting a bunch of football guys, he's not gonna lose. This is see, I came in here thinking that Miles is gonna come here is not some regular dude, but no, Miles is OP'd. He already has healing. He has martial arts. He has. If I had my check my thing my my list, I would have marked down these things on that bingo card saying, yeah, Miles is like, yeah, he's not going down anytime soon. Plus, he's a harem probably harem character. Yeah, he can defend himself. And just as he is laying I'm sorry, just as he's laying down on the ground, of him now being covered in his own blood and being black and bruised all over his body, right before the last strike could have ended his life, 3 men dressed in black suits slowly appeared out of nowhere, holding onto pistols as they were being pointed at those that had the bat, which made him stop the fight by breaking the wooden bat before they could use the finished blow. on him, just shooting the bat in half without them aiming bullets at the students that were beating up Miles. Three men dressed in black suit men, um, quickly spooked the high schoolers since they didn't know or expected that someone would come to his rescue at all, since none of them liked him at all. But now standing in front of them was what they think were members of the mafia, which scared them since they are now thinking that Miles is a son of the members or could be related to one. What do you think you're doing with this poor man? Spoke one of the men dressed in black. The sound of his voice had concern for Miles, even though they had never met until this day. One of his fellow classmates with him, which was the lead that led them there, and Miles looked up, noticing that it is Miss Drake that did it. What's it to you, Gramps? Spoke Max, as he is one of the four and knocked that were knocked out by Miles, as he was wondering why would they show any concern for a nobody like him. Max, having some fear in him, as he watches the three men in black slowly walk towards them. Gramps, did you hear what you did I hear you right calling him Gramps? Spoke one of the men in black, knowing that if these kids were not underage, that would have get a beating just as they did the one that is on the ground with blood all over his face. We're only here for him and him only. That's that I that I did. You got a problem with that, old man? We will take you on also. Spoke Max as he wants to fight, keep on fighting now, since he is still pumped from earlier. But he has fear also in him. Without them knowing, is that Miles' body slowly already healing. Yeah, yeah. Wolverine is healing right now. You guys didn't kill. It's slowly healing already since the exact spot that is laying in the exact herbal tree. Wait, it's slowly healing already since the exact spot that is laying in has the exact herbal treatment that helps cure wounds faster for him. What Max said to the men in the black suits was the wrong thing to say. Since appearing from the tree lines at the next to the street that they were to come comes and are next to the street that they are at comes a cop who watches every move and had noticed that the men in the black suits came to rescue uh of the one student were beating up with baseball bats, which is extremely serious crime if they actually didn't to if they want actually want him to do if they actually want to do him harm, which is which is wondering did they or did they not, which I'm wondering why a cop was just like watching, but okay. Um, Seeing a cop slowly come out of the tree lines makes Max and Dan and the others seeing the cops come out of the tree line made them afraid, since they know that they can get into trouble for what they did. But they already had a plan set out in case they are brought to the station and questioned about what happened outside of the school. They are planning to use Miles as their scapegoat, like saying that it was him who started the fight, and he should be the one. He should be the only one being given the fines and not them, since they were acting in self defense. Within seconds, they all dropped their bats that they had in their hands. Their hand, as they were using it to defeat the men in black suits. Um, Towards the ground as the four of them just took off running away. From being chased by cops, and they walked out of the tree lines since they were since they know that their plan wouldn't work since there are other witnesses to what they had done, and they will be the ones that will be given the fines and trouble instead. Now, every time I say black suit men, there's a big grin on my face. Uh,
Yeah, that is. Do they put your characters in there or?
no, no, this has nothing to do with mine, but because they the term black suit men, because since I was like, yeah, 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 I was like thinking Men in Black, black suit men. Like every time I say it, I read that sentence, Men in Black or Black Suit Men. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like my comic. I try to go for the most common term. I think when I was making it up, I was like common term, and then I forgot that there's a movie called Men in Black, but the fact that they had that Men in Black or Black Suit Men is commonly used in like Yakuza. There's Black Suit Men, or there's Men in Black, and anyone who uses and suits in black suits are just common, mafia and everything like that. It's just because like now it's like yeah, I feel like I should get like a coin every time someone mentions that, but and trademark that, so I should get nothing. Anywho, I kind of figured that they would be up to no good, so I changed into a so I kind of figured out they would be up to no good, so I changed into a police outfit to see what they had planned. Spoke Stephen as he started to walk towards Miles, as he noticed the three men in black were slowly picking up Miles from the ground, which put a smile on his face. Since he didn't know the others would come to his rescue Miles other than him. So I don't know who Steven is. I think he probably introduced himself, but um, is so I really I didn't think we are gonna go into a chapter. I mean that's the end of it, but I didn't think we are gonna go into a chapter where like we hear about Miles's fight with these mysterious men. I was like, oh cool, we're just gonna get like more Miles trying to be like explain like, oh yeah, I know those girls, but the fact that he has this ability to heal himself and he trained in Tokyo and that he was ready for a fight, uh, it's just like there's so many chapters left of this that I want to read. There's like 22 chapters. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to read all of them, but the fact that this guy is able to do some healing, some like self healing jutsu on himself, it's like, what? Like, okay, I hope this whatever. I guess you're gonna need that when you're fighting bullies. Might as well just blow them apart, anyways.
Might as
Ah,
well. This is starting to sound like. So I've been reading some manhwas and some of my free time,
mhm.
and a lot of them kind of like start feeling a little bit the same way when it comes to like stories about bullies and stuff. You have a kid that gets brutally and mercilessly bullied the shit out of. They go off, train, come back. They're just as ruthless and evil. So
Yeah, I heard like I forgot. There's the way that Korean, Japanese, and Chinese comics go. Like Japanese they make enemies with their friends. Koreans mangas, I think they they kill their enemies. And I forget how Chinese go. I read on a 4chan post, so um and so they're like discussing like how those stories are constructed. And I could see maybe this is gonna be based off a Japanese one, obviously because it goes to Tokyo. But yeah, this guy yeah, maybe he goes trainings, comes back and on off screen. It's cool. As long as it makes as long as it's like a fervent story, it's mentioned again. But I will be reading like chapter 3 next time, so that everyone can get a taste of that. Um, but there was the other thing I was talking about, which was Sleeping Dragon King thing. I don't think I still have the game, but the the game is it's actually like $1 for it, and the guy didn't finish it. It's the same guy that told me that I told you how to get your Kickstarter running. Like he didn't his Kickstarter didn't make it. So, but he told me that's where I got the information to tell you that how to work your thing because he's I see him on my Amino and what he's doing is he's got plushies, he's got mangas, he's got video games, he's got voice actors, so he's doing the whole thing. And so what happens is like I decided I'll purchase his game and see what it's about, and it basically kind of follows the same thing. Um, but there's like you get to like maybe in the first chapter, you get by the end of the story you get to get isekai, but in the first part of it, it's just like him and he's so popular. Is he popular? I can't remember if he's popular. I had to play the game again or read a comic, which is on Kindle too. That's why I actually knew about your thing because it's his books are on Kindle and there's a link to his page on the
Oh yeah.
Amazon page, through his game. And but yeah, it's like by the end of the story, the guy gets the girl, he gets the powers, and everyone in the school is horny because they're like, "Hey, you wanna do it right now?" On like right now, and he told me that um his developer put those things in without him knowing, so everyone's just horny and wants to beat up the main character, or and vice versa and stuff like that. So um, so that's how it goes. Eventually, if you get to something like that. So yeah, so those are like the two main stories I wanted to read. But there's another story that I was just gonna like let play. Um, it's basically just gonna. It's like I recorded this for a game, and this is what happens is it's for a game that I wanted to. Um, I want what from so when we were doing an Amino, I wanted to read off this lore about cloning and stuff like this. It's from a game called Zenki Zero. I may have mentioned it many times before, but actually didn't get to read lore. But this time I found a way to have my lore and read it too. So I have pre-recorded a video, and I'm going to let that play until the clock runs out. And then probably show up back after and then say goodbye to everyone, and then close off the stream. I can just close out the recording now. But yeah, that's my plan for it. So, so if anything, I won't be able to stop or talk because this is pre-recorded. Hopefully, it actually plays. So, for those who are watching or anything like that, if my stream does cut off, well, then you'll have to just wait till Wednesday to receive it. But so I'm gonna play this other game, but I won't be talking. I'll be doing other
All right.
things. So, if you gotta leave, you can just leave. Just you can also leave silently. Or hey, you got anything to plug in, just in
Uh,
case?
no, I don't have anything to plug in right now.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah. If you have to leave, you can leave silently because what happens is it's gonna be pre-recorded, and I don't want to talk over my own voice. So,
I got
but it shouldn't be that long either. So this is the last story, anyways, before it close off. So I so Kuro, from the past, you will be presenting the clone